Hello, and welcome again. It's Imperialis again, and wanted to do another sort of high-end ship combat and show off a couple of other cool hulls. I'm going to be flying this time Veteran of the Psychic Wars, which is my a Starlight Odyssey with the Cabal package on it. And since I kind of figured I wanted to showcase this ship, I figured I would also show a little bit of how I have it kitted out. So the nice thing about the Cabal class, or the Cabal upgrade, is you get ballistic mounts, which I promptly threw some heavy needlers on because this lets it shred through shields remarkably efficiently. It's normally a bit of a weakness of the Odyssey in that it has no ballistic mounts by default, and so it'll oftentimes struggle a little bit with shields. It's got some fighter wings here. I just put Spark interceptor drones in, mostly just to cover it. If this ship gets pressured really hard, it can get into trouble. It does not have a massive amount of armor. You can see it's got 1,000 compared to that battle cruiser that's at 16,000, the Conquest's at 12,000, and then of course if we go back to my fleet here and look at storage, if we look at something like the Onslaught here, it's got 18,000 or 1,800 rather, and the Legion equally 1,600. Even the Dragon, I think, has pretty considerable armor, 1,200. But yeah, so this is not the most heavily armored ship in the world, and the hull integrity is not super stellar. 18,000 there, and 10,000 there, so like half the hull integrity of one of these big beefy low-tech ships. So yeah, anyhow, it can get overwhelmed fairly easily. That's why I like having the fighter wings just sort of attached to escort it. Other than that, the main armament of it is this auto pulse laser and the plasma cannon. These are monstrously powerful weapons. The plasma cannon or the auto pulse laser will oftentimes finish off any remaining shields that the heavy needlers couldn't, and then the plasma cannon just does a ridiculous amount of damage. Beyond that, I've basically just got tactical lasers on here because they are cheap and they give me a little bit of sustained damage over time. In terms of mods, I'm running an efficiency overhaul because this ship is unbelievably expensive to run. Go back into fleet here, you can see the maintenance cost in supplies per month is 68, and that's with the efficiency overhaul. You compare that again to an Onslaught, and it's at 40. So the Veteran of the Psychic Wars is a race car of a ship. The Cabal ships in general are all super expensive to run. And then of course something like this is quite a bit cheaper, 32 supplies per month, 30 supplies per month, and this is of the same class as those two. This is a battle cruiser, and both of these are battle cruisers, not even full on battleship, capital ship type things. They're in between a cruiser like the Apogee and a full proper battleship like the Onslaught. So it's an expensive ship. That's what I'm trying to say. What else? I'm taking this out. This is the first time I have taken this out. I just restored it. It is a Vendetta class battleship. It's from a mod. It's it looks like it has the potential to be very good. I've got it set up with a hypervelocity driver, a heavy needler, 2 Hellbore cannons, some sabos, and to finish things off, we've got a Cyclone Reaper launcher. I don't know if this build is going to be much good. Other than that, it's just got some point defense and a couple of forward-facing railguns. But yeah, I have no idea if this build is going to be good. It maybe. We shall see. The Lost Frontier, and this has not yet been named. I haven't picked a name for it yet, but I will have to. The Lost Frontier is a Conquest. I mentioned this briefly in one of my previous videos, but it's set up symmetrically. We've got Hellbores and Mark 9 autocannons on both sides, along with ion pulsars and some manticores and stuff like that. I find this tends to do fairly well in the hands of the AI. When I pilot these myself, I'll tend to put a lot of firepower on one side, but the AI sometimes struggles a little bit with that, and then I'll put lots of point defense on the other side. The Conquest can be a very challenging ship to fly. And then we've got an Aurora, or Apogee rather, and here's the Aurora. Pirate Apogee, this guy, all these you've seen already in other videos. So now the reason I'm taking so many big fleets is because I'm going bounty hunting, and there's 2 bounties that I want to take back to back. We've got this guy here who looks like he must have a ton of cruisers under here too, like a lot more cruisers, in order for him to have a $37,000 bounty. Because you don't normally see an Apogee as a flagship on a bounty this big. And then this one, we've got a Battlewagon, a Battlecruiser, the Renegade Class Battlecruiser. This is a very firepower focused ship. Dragon Class Battlecruiser, which is probably the closest thing you're going to find to an all-rounder among the pirates. And then some attack carriers and a couple of the pirate Apogees. So we're going to try and fight these back to back, and possibly then afterwards go up and beat up on an Electric Path base. I don't know. We're taking off from here, and so the plan will be we'll hit her first, then hit him. Then if we haven't gotten mauled, we'll go up and fight the Electric Path base. I'll probably end up breaking it into a couple of videos, though, potentially. We will see how long these fights take. So let's go first. Check intel on her. A Dust World, yellow primary star. So yellow primary star, Dust World. We will lay in a course, go back to our fleet just to double check, make sure everybody is happy, everybody has officers. I would like to put an officer in that ship. Most of my officers are kind of crap right now. I'm kind of at the stage of the game, like, this is a solid officer here, the way I have them built. She's decent, but not ideal. This guy's a good carrier officer, so I'm going to keep him around. I like this guy. Oh no, not him. Where is he? This guy, aggressive. His skills are a little bit of a mess. They're not perfect, but he's good for captaining a big ship like this, where he's got the combat endurance, missiles, ordnance, target analysis, defensive systems. Helmsmanship is a little bit meh, but if I can upgrade defensive systems and possibly either, because he's got 2 levels left, I'd hopefully pick up another. Ideally, probably what I do is put them both into defensive systems, if I can manage that. I do like aggressive captains for these big, tanky, low-tech ships, and then likewise, this is another one I'm working on here in the Dominator. Similar build, but hopefully going to end up being a little bit more focused. I'm not going to pick up helmsmanship, is basically what it'll end up being, and so those 2 points will go into gunnery implants and power grid modulation. That's a lot of babbling. I'm sorry. Other than that, yeah, you've seen all this before. So, let's go. The other thing I like about the battle cruisers is they still fly around at speed 8 or speed 7, so you don't need to worry. Or no, it's speed 8, so you don't need to worry quite so much about hauling around tugs and stuff like that, like you do with with the Onslaught and the Legion and the other really big ships. And it makes it a little easier for them to catch up with things. So let's see, Dust World right there. Let's go pick a fight with some pirates. There you are. Hello. Okay, so let's see what we're up against. We've got the Battlewagon, so that's a full-on capital ship. We've got 2 cruisers. These are pretty powerful carriers. You can see they've got a reasonable number of ships. There's very few D-mods. But yeah, this shouldn't be... The gunboats are trash. The enforcers are trash. These are kind of fun. I've been trying to get started with a pirate playthrough, and these are basically about as close as you're going to get to a pirate version of the Hammerhead. They do really well with safety overrides. With their 2 medium ballistics, the Universal's a whole bunch of small ballistics, so you can just load it up on machine guns and shred things. Doesn't have the accelerated ammo feeder, which would be what makes them into a real proper safety override ship. The Boar, yeah, most of the rest of this fleet is kind of trash, so we will move in and engage. Continue. We're going to field Veteran of the Psychic War. So yeah, you can see it's 45 deployment points. More expensive than any of my other capital ships. For this fight, I think we're going to do Veteran. We're going to do Lost Frontier. Drop him, drop him. This is a pretty sizable fleet, so actually I'm going to leave him off. He's expensive to field. I'll save him for the next fight. And I want to be able to grind through armor and stuff like that. So throw some point defense out and a little couple of carriers. Okay. So again, it's sort of saying that it should be a relatively even fight. Probably won't be. I might actually leave him off. I have these set up. The Drover and the Vortex are set up for fighters. The Heron is set up with bombers. It's going to be a long fight. I'm going to leave my safety override destroyer off. Don't really need long range fire support. I don't think this is a very brawly fleet. And the Apogee does a pretty good job at that. And mostly just to capture some points, we will field them. Okay. Orders. You need a friend. I would like a friend. You would like a friend. You would like a friend. One more friend. We'll give you a friend. 2 more friends. I got a lot of PD in this fleet. I should probably... No, we'll let him do his thing. Just capture, capture. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to assault this. So this is a much more aggressive thing. It's basically going to tell my fleet, hey, go up there, take that. We want it badly. Commit everything. And that'll probably lead to the main fight being right around here. Kind of using it like I do the defensive orders. Right now it's mostly just to get everybody to go in that direction, because I am expecting that the enemy will probably appear there. So that's it. Got all my escort set, and we're off. So the Odyssey's a fun ship to fly. It's a broadside focused ship, which can be a little bit challenging. But one thing you can do is, right now I'm set up so that I automatically point wherever the mouse points. Like that's how I steer my ship. If I hold down the shift key, now I can move that around, and more importantly, move my shield and my weapon arc around. And I use W, A, S, and D to change my ship facing. So when I want to run in and do a broadside, let's slow down. We're getting a little over enthusiastic here, a little bit ahead of the fleet. Do a quick check. Yeah, that Shrike's about to have a very bad day. Let's put a capture order on that as well, and I'm going to order a fighter strike on the Shrike there, just to help support my one little frigate over there. Because yeah, this is not going to be a problem, but that might be. So yeah, you can see I'm just basically feeding my broadside into these guys. The Odyssey is awesome because it's heavily armored enough it can ignore an awful lot of things that might otherwise cause it problems. Oh, come on, go away, wreckage. Fire is clear. Now die. Pull back a little bit. I don't want to overextend myself too much, and I want to actually stick around near the... So you can see here with the Conquest, what makes it so challenging is it has a tiny, terrible shield. Oh, hi. And that can be, well, problematic, as you can imagine. Shields are important in Star Sector. So the best I've heard it described when flying a Conquest is to use your shield almost like a buckler. You really have to be aware of who's shooting at you and what they're shooting at you with. You want to try and tank kinetic hits on your armor as much as possible, and put the shields up when you see big, heavy, high explosive hits coming in. It's a very challenging ship to fly. I'm terrible at it, which is why I usually give it to the AI. Like, you can see just how well this thing shield tanks. Like, I'm getting shot at by a dozen different things and just don't care. Shield just to vent flux a little faster. Put it back up, and off we go. Where's that battle barge at? Oh, there's their capital ships. Let's go fight some capital ships. I'm getting tired of. That actually wasn't the worst thing in the world, except for the fact that I've flamed out and completely lost control. Oh, come on. Wow. Let's go. I haven't paid any attention to this for a while. Everybody seems to be handling themselves fairly well. Come on, fix those engines. Gonna go off the map. There we go. Jesus. Yeah, if you use the burn drive and you crash into stuff, it can cause your shield to flame out, or your ship to flame out. And as you can see, I hung on to the velocity, which is kind of annoying. Oh, lost my scythe. How much do I care? Not very much. Okay, let's go kill this dragon. Good night. Just gonna go and collect some of my stuff that has got lowered combat readiness and tell them to retreat. I don't really need them anymore. You're still at 85, you're still fine. Mr. Omen, you're still at 80, you're still fine. You are getting low, you should retreat out. Yeah. Brawler is running low on combat readiness. Okay, you can retreat as well. Let's put an engage order on him just to keep him occupied, and let's actually, yeah, that should be fine. Because I've killed off most of their small stuff now. They're bringing in their big stuff as reinforcements, basically. So let's go kill a pirate apogee. There's their battle barge, or Battlewagon. Just retreating out a little bit. I am going to try and avoid facing that thing head on, because it's a powerful ship and worthy of respect. And in a straight up fight, it will kill an Odyssey. Like if I try to face tank that thing. So I'm going to try and clean up these. Turn off the shields. And then we'll go finish off that Battlewagon. Because that's what we're here to see. So yeah, I'm just going to pause real quick here. Can I look at intel on this? Oh, there we go. So yeah, you can see the Battlewagon here. It has a burn drive, so it can accelerate forward really, really fast. It has a whole bunch of large ballistic mounts and medium ballistic mounts and small ballistic mounts and everything like that. It also has a, where do I see it here? And sorry, I can't move my mouse around or it disappears. So I'm just sort of relying on, I don't see it here, but they have a very, very powerful, oh no, maybe this Infernus class. Yeah, it has a Hellfire cannon, which is basically like the Onslaught's cannon, just not quite as powerful, and it only has one of them. That big pre-installed cannon on the Onslaught. But they go down pretty quick if you manage to flank them. And that's it. Oh, I lost a Centurion there. Oh, right at the very end. He must have been too close to the enemy battleship. I don't care. Oh, they pursue them. Transfer command. I'll hop in there. There's that Battlecruiser. It retreated in the last fight. So everything else is total garbage. So I'm just gonna take command of the action. Gonna put that out and do my safety override Hammerhead. Just have a couple of wolves come in from the left. That Battlecruiser is going to have a very bad day. Take out my shield. There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, but it broke up. Not gonna get it. What? Oh, one lonely little sidecar left. This is a absolutely terrible. It's basically a gun with an engine. They can be scary in numbers. I'm using them quite a bit. I've been playing around with that pirate playthrough I've been talking about a little bit on, they're useful, especially in the early game if you're playing as the pirates. So let's see what we can recover. We could get the Battlewagon. That might be fun. Not much else I really care about. Yeah, let's snag the Battlewagon. Recover, pick through the wreckage, take it all, confirm and continue. And now let's go into my fleet, and we are going to mothball this because I don't want to deal with it. The prize of high orbit. So yeah, there's the Odyssey in action. It's a fun ship. I like it. Next battle, I'm probably going to fly it again, but this time instead of bringing in the Lost Frontier, I will bring in the this guy and see how he does, because I haven't. This is the first time bringing it out. The Vendetta class battleship. So yeah, I guess this is a battleship, not a cruiser, or a heavy cruiser. So I guess this is meant to sort of be almost an equivalent to an Onslaught or something like that. So yeah, it's definitely a lighter version of the Onslaught. I think even if you look at the lore, important but imposing battleship, storied service history, the Yang to the mighty Onslaught's Yin. Blunt chaotic sledgehammer, the Vendetta is more of a precise wedge. So yeah, it's another mod ship. So anyhow, that is all for now. I'll probably do the next fight later today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We will see what. Well, we'll see if my teachers convention managed to go online and get their website sorted out. Yay for virtual teachers convention. Anyhow, have a good one. Cheers.